सो प्रीवियस हम लोग देखे थे, वी आर इंटरेक्ट हम ये कर रहे हैं कि सेल्स फोर्स और एलडब्ल्यूसी में कितने सारे ऑप्शंस हैं टू गेट द डेटा फ्रॉम द सेल्स फोर्स. सो वी ऑलरेडी टॉक्ड अबाउट एपेक्स मेथड कि यूजिंग एपेक्स वी we talked about in previous sessions ki wire there is wire apex method and there is imperative method, and we all discussed about what are the ways in wire apex method. Then how can we how can we use imperative method to get the data from the Salesforce, or you can say that you from Apex. Using Apex, we can get the data from the Salesforce, right? Apart from Apex, there are two methods also: LDS wire adapter and functions, and there is LDS base lightning components. So we'll see about these two, right? So today we'll cover not full we'll not fully cover LDS wire adapter and functions here, but we'll complete half of the topics in LDS wire adapter and functions, right? सो इन एपेक्स अगर हम देखें, सो एपेक्स में जो भी हमने यूज किया था मेथड्स, वायर एपेक्स मेथड्स एंड इंपेरेटिव मेथड्स, सो इट मींस कि देयर वाज सो मच फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी कि वी कैन डू एनीथिंग, and we discussed about the features of these methods ki what we can do. Means these three methods provide a way to get the data from the Salesforce, and basis on its features we can decide ki when to use which functions, which method we can go for, right? So if you see the previous sessions, you will get to know all about the apex method to get the data from the Salesforce in LWC. And in Apex, there was two methods: wire Apex method and imperative. In wire, we see how we can use using property of function, right? And imperative is simply we are calling the Apex method explicitly, right? So today topic is LDS wire adapter and functions. Means it's another way to also get data from the Salesforce. LDS wire adapter and functions. So in LDS wire adapter and functions, there are three, we can say that three words: LDS adapter and functions. So let go one by one. Basically LDS stands for Lightning Data Service, and it's a service provided by LWC framework. And basically what is LDS? So if you remember the session we talked about in wire session, we talked about kaise cacheable equal to true. We saw how we are getting the data from the cache, right? Means that improves the performance if we are getting the data from the cache, right? So basically LDS is like that, right? So it is used for data management and allows developers to easily create, read, update, and delete records in Salesforce. It also provides caching, which can improve the performance of our LWC applications. We saw this example when we talked about when we are talking about wire functions, and uh, on Apex method we talked about cacheable equal to true, right? So basically LDS का यूज करके, मीन्स LWC एक फ्रेमवर्क LDS का एक फीचर देता है जिसके वजह से आप बिना बहुत ज्यादा कोड किए, बिना इन लेसर कोड वी कैन गेट द डेटा फ्रॉम द सेल्स सोर्स. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस फीचर देयर इज ए फीचर ऑफ कैशिंग आल्सो, राइट? कैशिंग हम लोग, जैसे मैं बता रहा हूँ कि वी ऑलरेडी टॉक्ड अबाउट कैशिंग इन दैट सिनेरियो कि कैशिंग का क्या बेनिफिट हो सकता है. Means if we are using LDS adapter, if we are using wire with LDS adapter, means LWC framework will automatic use that cache functionality, cache feature. Means कि every time there will not be a server call. If the data is present in the cache, the LDS feature automatic get the data from the cache, not from the server. Means this will ultimately improve the performance of our applications. So depending upon the situation, we can go for LDS adapter, LDS and LDS function. LDS basically in LDS there is a LDS adapter and LDS function. Apart from that, there is a Apex method that we already discussed, right? So now LDS adapter. So LDS adapter is a way to interact with Salesforce data. Means it is also used for getting data from the Salesforce, but it is used to only reading the data. Means we can only retrieve the data. We can only get the data. Not means not modify the data. We cannot create, delete, and update. Right. So using LDS adapter, we can use it for only reading the data. We use a wire adapter to read Salesforce data and metadata. Means we can use this wire adapter to read Salesforce data. Salesforce data means we can read the records also, means object records also, and metadata. What is metadata? Means if you talked about metadata, it's for example layout details, fields on objects. For example, if there is a picklist field, we can fetch its value also, right? So basically, we can read Salesforce records and its metadata also, right? Using wire adapter, and we'll see this through the example also. Then we can better understand. So LDS wire adapters check the LDS cache first. As I am talking about, I was just talking about कि LDS adapters checks cache first, which means it doesn't go directly to server. First, it checks cache and requests data from the server only as needed. Means first it will check cache. If the data is present in the cache, it will fetch from the cache only. If data is not there in the cache, if cache is expired, if cache is dismissed, means when you can ask that when cache is expired. Means for example, you remember we are talking I have made an example that I was searching contact, and I was typing the name in the input text, and based on the search, the contact was coming. If I was if the previous search means if I was searching same request again and again, the response was coming from the cache, not from the server. So how can we sure ki cache will not expire, right? So basically, for example, I searched Amit and there was a contact with name Amit. So if it is there, it will come from cache. But for example, if behind the scene I delete that record, means cache will get expire, right? Means that data is not in the cache right now because we have already deleted that record. So depending upon the a modification of the data, the cache will expire, cache will be dismissed, right? But if I don't do anything in the record, there will be the record can be in the cache itself, right? Means this can improve the performance of your Lightning Web Components by reducing the number of server requests and decreasing the amount of time it takes to retrieve data. This example we have already seen in that example when we are talking about the contact search. And there is another way, LDS function. This is, sorry, I have written LST, LDS. So LDS functions are used to modify the data. As we see, LDS adapter is used to get the data, read the data, and LDS function is used to modify the data. So there are so many. Now we will come to LDS adapter. There are so many LDS adapters, and each one of them provides different functionality. I have listed down some of the LDS adapter. However, there will be more LDS adapter you can go through, and if you know the basics of how LDS adapter works, so if there are more LDS adapter present in the LWC, you can easily understand what are the basic functionality and how LDS adapter works. So first, I have written get object info, get object infos, get picklist values. You will, I think we will use this heavily in LWC. Means there Means there are many times we get the requirement we have to show the picklist values on the screen, right? We have to fetch the picklist values, so we can directly use this LDS adapter. So for example, if you have to if you have to display a picklist value of a particular field of for a particular object, what will you do? We'll go to the Apex, then we can do the scale, we can get that field, means read that field using schema things, right? But using the LDS adapter, within a single line we can get the picklist values on our LWC screens. So that is what LDS adapter provides, right? Get picklist values by record type. For example, on account there are so many picklist values. There are so many picklist values, and if I have to display one picklist value, two picklist value, I can show it one by one. But if I have to display all of the picklist value present in the account object, and whatever object you are going to use, we can use this adapter. Means this will give you all the picklist values, means all the picklist fields on that object, and you can make the picklist values on the screen. So similarly, get record UI, get list UI, every one has the different features. So let's go through first one, get object info. Basically, if you talked about get object info, it is used to get metadata about single object like fields, record types. Means if we want to fetch the object fields, record types, whatever you can say that object metadata, if you want to get on the get in LWC, we can directly use get object info. Otherwise, what will you do? We will go to Apex, do the query on a schema, right? Schema class. Then we'll get all the all the things from the schema using Apex. Then we'll come to LWC. But using this LDS adapter get object info, we can directly, means we can easily get all the metadata information in LWC. So let's see through the example. My screen is visible, right?
Yes.
So first I have made object info adapter demo. So first see the JS file. So we all know the first line, import lightning element wire. So since we are using wire, so we have to import the wire. So I have written the line import the wire. That is a mandatory, right? We are going to use wire, and along with wire we are going to use adapter. That is called LDS adapter. Whatever you can say, simple adapter or wire adapter or LDS adapter you can say, right? So now we are talking about get object info. So after importing the wire, we have to import the wire adapter. The second part means second thing is we have to import the wire adapter. And here I have imported get object info. We'll come later. This is second wire adapter, LDS adapter. So we are talking about get object info. Import, you see the syntax. Import get object info from lightning / UI object info API. Means this is a module. So to import get object info LDS adapter, we have to import it from UI object info API module. For example, if you have to import lightning element, so we have to import it from LWC module. So similarly, if you have to import LDS adapter, we have, and this adapter get object info, means different LDS adapters are present in different module. So since this get object info is present in this module, UI object info API, so we have to import this wire adapter. After that, you can see that I have imported account object. Means I have imported, you can say that I have using this at the rate Salesforce schema, we can directly get the, you can say that we can get the reference of the any object. Means here I have get the reference of account object using schema. Why I have to get this? Because I have to fetch all the information of this object. Whatever object you want to whatever object you want to get the data, fetch the information, and you want to fetch its metadata, you can use here. So similarly, if you want to import opportunity, you can write opportunity, and you can name here whatever. This is simple and name, right? You can name anything, right? But for understanding purpose, I have written opportunity object. So this is a simple object reference we have imported from the Salesforce schema module, right? So here is the reference of account object, contact object, opportunity objects, right? So this will not, we are going to discuss, right? So here I have made one property object data. Now see the syntax, how we are going to use wire adapter, LDS adapter along with wire. So we know we use at the rate wire. Under this is adapter ID, means get object info, means wire adapter which we have imported, get object info, comma. After that, we have to give the configuration. Whatever configuration, what configuration we are going to give. Means first parameter is adapter ID, then second is adapter config. So since we are I am showing you the example of get object info adapter. So here it will come get object info. Whenever we see example of another adapter, that will come here. And along with that, we have to pass some configuration. So since get object info retrieves the metadata of object as we know, so we have to pass like this, and we are passing in object format. Object API name colon account object, and account object is a reference of account. Simple. And this wire adapter will get everything from this object, means get every metadata you want to use on LWC. And I think if you remember the previous session, this is similar, right? Wire adapter, after wire, either you can use function or property. I have used function here. Simple. Means after so similarly, if you see this syntax, so wire adapter, what wire adapter is doing, it must be going into the hitting the Salesforce API, right? Salesforce API behind the scene, it must be hitting the Salesforce API and getting all the data from this object, retrieving all the data, right? So it must be working something behind the scene. So when the response comes, we can directly take it as property or function. We already discussed about this in the previous session. So account info is just a, you can say that, response handler. Means wire you can say that I am serving the, I am handling the wire response in a function using function method, you can say. So similarly, data error. If the connection is successful, the data will get all the data in this property, right? If there is an error, it will come in error object. Otherwise, if there is success, it will come in data object. Simple. I hope the syntax is clear, right?
Yes.
And similarly, when we are getting the data, I am just assigning this dot object data equal to data. Simple. Otherwise, what you can do, simple like write object data. Simple. Means whatever response will come directly bind it with the property. But I have written function to show you how the things are coming, right? Akshay, are you able to understand?
Okay.
Wait. So after now we can come to the HTML part also. So on HTML simple template, we all know, we all write all the content within the template tag. There is a lightning card, ignore that. And there is a template and I am displaying what? Object data. I am storing the response in object data, and what object data will contain? You can see that. Means object data will have all the metadata present in that object. Object.api name, object.relationship name, means let's see on the console. What I don't remember what are the metadata, right? So we can see there, and right. So this is the first. This is the first. I have displayed three components, but yeah, uh, look at the first one. Get object info adapter. So here I have in on HTML, I have printed default record type ID and API name, and API name is account, right? Because I am doing for account, right? I am doing for account. If you want, we'll see in another example also. Simple. So default record type, object API name. Let's see on console what we are getting. I think I have displayed console.log. Okay. You can see that API name, associate parent entity, child relationship, right? This will give the array. Means if the account has means if there are many objects related to account, all the information will come here. Child relationship, it will give all the relationship here. Account brand, account contact role, means these all are the child record of account. Attachment, bank account C, means this is a this will be a custom object which will be related to account. So child relationship, custom default record type which we have already binded here, right? Fields, you can access all the fields. So here there is a fields, all the fields we have retrieved here. So means basically this all you can say that the metadata record type info, whatever record type present on the you can say that account. This is a test one and master. I have created two record types, test one, and master is master is by default, right? Which provided by the system. Master test one. So you can see here theme info, means all you can say that all the metadata we can get from the uh, using get object info adapter. Clear? Basically, basically we will use heavily if you want to display picklist value using record type, using default record type, using record type. So how you'll get? So you can query, you can get data using get object info, get whatever record type you want to get, and then you can display the picklist values according to the record type also. So there can be many scenarios where you can use get object info. Get object info. Got this example?
Yes.
Similarly, there is a second adapter get object infos, just a difference of s, means it's a singular. By its name, it means ki it is used for single object and it will be used for multiple objects. Get object infos for multiple objects. So if you want to fetch metadata for multiple objects, so you can use this adapter, get object infos. Let's see example. Get object infos. Same. The syntax are same. There is some difference, but yeah, what we have to do first, we have to import wire, right? I am writing import the wire. After that, what we have to do? Import the wire adapter. So here we are talking about get object infos. So I have imported get object infos. However, I have also imported get object info, but I am not using in this example. So we are talking about get object info. So you can see that we can import multiple LDS adapter within the same module by using comma separated. So this is also, you can note it down. So if you want to import multiple LDS adapter within a same module, we can make them comma separated, right? So this is just import wire adapter. Here we have imported account reference. You can see that import account object reference, right? So this is a simple export line. After that, I have, as we talked about, this wire adapter is used for fetching the metadata for multiple objects. So right. So if you have a requirement, you have to fetch metadata for multiple objects, means you must be using array. So here I have created one property array and I am passing account object, contact object, whatever object you want to fetch metadata for that, right? So you can use. So as all we know how we declare array in JavaScript, right? Simple property equal to an object, account object and contact object. Now here I have created one more property, multiple objects. Why? I am storing all the results in this object, right? So same syntax you can see here at the rate wire. After that, means if you talk about syntax at the rate wire and sorry at the rate wire, after that what we have to give adapter ID. Adapter ID means basically the name of the LDS adapter. After that, we have to pass the configuration, some configuration, right? This is the main syntax of using LDS adapter with wire decorator. This is the main. So this is a similar, you remember how we are calling the apex method using wire, right? That was the same syntax, right? Here will come, means we have to import the apex method and that here it will be the reference of that apex method, right? Similarly, the syntax are same, nothing different. Okay. So here we are passing object API names. So that you need to remember. In the get object info, we are passing get object API name. Here we are passing object API names, and we are passing this property into this, right? And using dollar. You all know dollar, what dollar does. This will make this property reactive. Means whenever this value get changed, it will fetch data again, right? So this wire adapter will get all the metadata of account and contact object, and if the connection is successful, if the response is successful, it will come into data, and I am storing in the multiple objects. Here I have not written if error. I am not going to show that part. That's why. So we are here simple. We are storing all the data into this, right? Now on HTML, we can see that I am passing multiple object. We are running a loop on multiple object results. Means it will come like as a, let's see the on console. Now I am printing data and data. Okay. Let's see on the console. So we can better understand. Data, yeah. So here you can see that this is I have printed on console data, right? So here it is printed data, and you can see the response are coming as results. Means whenever I will store the data in multiple objects, so how the JSON will be like results. Means you can say that this is you can say that this is a JSON attribute, right? The response are coming in this format where the key is result, and results what results is storing. It's an array. It's an array. It can be a one record, it can be a two record, it can be a three record, it can be whatever records you have specified, whatever number n number of records means n number of object here you have specified. The results means here there are two records. Same whatever we seen in the API name, right? For here it is a contact. So similarly, if we go through this same thing. So just like a get object info adapter, but it is for multiple objects. So that's why we have a loop like this: objects, multiple objects dot results. Means results is a array, and under the result, then we are iterating on each of the item. Item is object. Then you can say that object dot result dot API name. So here you can see that object dot result. Then again you can see that under the result there is a result also. Results, there is a result. Means results is array. And under that result, you can see that there is object on the first index. On the 0th index there is object result, which attribute name is result. That's why we have used object dot result, then object dot result, then API name. Yeah, whatever attribute you want to access: associate entity type, associate parent entity, child relationship. Basically this child relationship also a array. Then you have to loop that. Means I'm trying to understand. If you see the JSON, you can easily know how to access the respective attributes. That is the main point I want to highlight here. I hope you are able to understand, right? How we can access. So if I am okay. Uh, to make you understand better, let's do one thing. Okay. So you can easily understand. Okay. JSON. Hmm? What happened to this component? Am I writing some stringify? Just a second. Fail to resolve import Wire method example. Sorry. Wire method example. Where it is come from? Now I think you will be able to easily understand. If you are not able to understand, let me copy this. Sorry. As वैसे भी it will not show everything. Okay. So just for your understanding, data. I have printed data. Then what results? Results and results is basically a array. If it why it is array, because it is getting started with a square bracket, means results contains the array, right? Array. In the array you can see there is a result. There is a result. In the result, basically in the result attribute, basically it's an object. It is storing all the metadata for each object. So how we can access? Basically results is a array. Then we have to loop on the array, and in the loop after looping on the array, we have to access this API name under the result, then dot result. So that's why this looping is working like that. Multiple objects dot results means it is a array. It is a array. That's why we are using for each. We all know why we use for each, to loop, to show the list of records on the LWC. We use for each. So results is a array, and for item means each object, means each item in this array. And what is the each item? This. And in this item there is one more object, result. So object dot result. Then we can access its attributes, whatever attributes like. And I hope you now you are you will be able to understand, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So similarly, there is another LDS adapter, get picklist values. So I hope you people are able to understand the LDS adapter. But I will go one by one using every example. But now you are, I'm pretty sure कि you will be able to use LDS adapter wherever you need. Means what is the syntax of the LDS adapter and how it is working. So now we'll get into the example of get picklist values. So basically this adapter is used to, whenever you want to retrieve the picklist values, means picklist values means values of a particular picklist field from an object. So we'll directly use this LDS adapter. So get picklist values example. So now come to the JS file. First line, it is clear. Second line, we are importing the get picklist values, means we have to import the wire adapter. However, I am also importing get object info. Why? Because it is also in the same module, right? So we can import the same adapters, multiple adapters if they are in same module. So I have to import here get picklist values also. So basically what I am doing here, I'm just showing account source. There is a field on account source. There is a field. This is a standard field on the account. If you see account, so there is a standard field account source. So I'm just displaying its value. whatever value it is in the account source field, it will display. Means I have a functionality, I have to make a picklist values. I have to show the picklist values of account fields. Whatever picklist field is there, out of those picklist fields, I have to show account source picklist value on the LWC. So we can directly use get picklist values adapter. So here I have declared one property as source options. There is another property selected source will come later. Same what I am doing. So first what I am doing, I am running wire adapter, get object info, object API name, the first example which we have already talked about. And the response is account response will store in this property, right? So this is a similar. So in the first example which I have shown you using the function method, right? It's just a property. Whatever the metadata in the account object, it will come in this property account info. Okay. Now I am running another LDS adapter, get picklist values. Syntax we have already discussed about at the rate wire adapter LDS adapter name. Then we have to pass some configurations. So how we pass configurations for picklist values? So we can pass record type ID and field API name. Means which field you are going to use. Means which field you have to display, which picklist field. So here we have also imported account source field. Here we have imported account source field. Import account source field. So I have to import from, you can see the syntax at the rate Salesforce schema / account dot account source. Means this is a field, a standard field. So I have the reference of, so you can see that we can directly access the means object metadata account source field. Now nothing we have to do. Nothing we have to do. We will get all the picklist values in this using this line. Nothing we have to do. So if you remember, if you remember the, I guess, if you have to get the picklist values, so you must be using schema things, right? But here in LWC, we can directly get the picklist values using one line. And there, this is a similarly function which is handling the response. And what I am doing here, this dot source options means this is a property, and I am calling a method make picklist values. Means the data will be here, right? After response. In this data, if you see the data, then we can decide. Means this will come as a field, and if it is a picklist field, there will be value like label value, right? Label value means if it is a picklist, the response will be like this field, and what is the label, what is the value. So I have made a method. I am passing the response, and we are iterating the label, and we are getting the label and value. Means to show the picklist value, we have to means we have make a object like we have to store the information in the object like key and value pair and label and value. So this will return like this. If the label is inquiry, then value is also inquiry to inquiry and inquiry like this. So I have stored this in source options, and on the HTML file there is a combo box. So this is a lightning based component, right? So you can also how you can see lightning LWC component library. So you can yes. Sorry, yes. So here you can go one by one and see how this you can base component behaves. What is the functionality of this? So if you have to make a combo box, so there is already light base component present, lightning combo box. What will be the name? What will be the label? What will be the value? What will be the placeholder and options? Right? Whatever the options you are going to, if you see the specification here, so you all right, you all know what are the attributes. So what options tell a list of options that are available for selection. Each option has the following attribute, label and value. Means it's a collection of object and object. What object stores? Properties and its value. So property is label and another property is value. The label may what will be in the label, what will be the value. So options. So you can read it here also. So that is nothing to teach in key about lightning based components. So you can easily know. So here I have used lightning combo box. Name account source, label account source, placeholder select source. I guess you can see here. Sorry. Name account source, placeholder select source. Options that will come dynamically, right? On change, there is on change event. So whatever event you can also means very easy to go here and understand is whatever the attributes are there, whatever event it supports, right? So you can easily check here, right? So this is a very useful component library. You can also check here what uh, custom events it's provide means you can read here. Very useful component reference. So if you see this example here, so only phone inquiry is coming. But if you see the account object, if I will show the account object, account source, there are so many picklist value. Only phone inquiry is coming. So anyone guess why only phone inquiry is coming? Any guess?
Because of record type.
Yes, because of record type. Because here I am providing default record type, and here I have made two record types, test and test one, and the default record type is, I guess I need to check account for that. I'm for my profile. So there are two. Good. Let's go to the into the record types. So there are two records I have created, and I am logged in with the system admin profile, and I have assigned the default profile to a default record type to test one. And if I go to test one, I show the picklist values, available picklist values. So you can see I have only provided phone inquiry. So since I am so this is the way to get a picklist value based on record type also. So if you have the requirement, you have to fetch the record picklist value based on record type. You can use this. So if I made all these values available. So now if I run, so you can see all the values are coming, right? And whatever I will select, it will use selected Akshay, you selected partner referral, right? So simple. What I have done. I have on change event there, and on change event I am calling a method on source change, and it's simply assigning that whatever value I have selected in this attribute. So I'm showing an example. You can see that very basic example, but it is going to play a huge role whenever you are going to code, right? So very basic example, very basic things, but uh, I cannot teach more than that. If you know these basics, you can do easily anything, right? So you can see that similarly, what you are going to do in LWC, getting the data, fetching the data, inserting the data, deleting the data, dynamically doing something, right? So that all depends, that all is done on the basic things only, right? Above the basic things. So for example, on selection of this, you have to show something else, right? So you can easily know how to do this, right? So I just a simple implemented on change event here. So this is a way to get a picklist values from the object. So sorry, means picklist value from a picklist field from a object. And there is another get picklist values by record type. So I will not, I think I will not, I know this, but I will tell you, I am giving you the assignment. Make tomorrow you show this example to me. What is the use of get picklist values by record type? Why we use this, and when we are going to use this? So let come with the example and show me the example how we are going to use get picklist values by record type. There is nothing in an LDS adapter now. I have shown the basic things. I have shown all how the what is LDS adapter, how it works, right? You can easily now understand if you have to use get record. Get record is basically what it will use to get a record. Currently we are seeing the example of getting the metadata. Now you have to get the actual record, right? For example, particular account record. So you will pass the record ID, you will get the record. That's it. You are not going to go into the Apex. So we will see this example. So tomorrow I will complete all the remaining LDS adapter and LDS function. So LDS function is about, as we talked, LDS adapter is used to read the data. It is used to create the data, update the data, delete the data without going to the Apex. So these are called LDS functions. So using LDS functions, we can directly create the data, update the data, delete the data without going into the Apex. Got it? So tomorrow assignment, if you come with get picklist values by record type, please come with this example. Will that work?
Yes.
Akshay, will that
हाँ
work?
सर.
Great. So let's connect tomorrow at 9 p.m. Okay.
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 Thank you.
Thanks.